Yo, what's up everyone? My name is Andrew Warren, and in today's video, we're going to be talking about Nikola Motors. Now, this is a stock that I honestly thought I wouldn't be discussing anymore, just because I thought for the most part, it was pretty clear on what the general consensus about this company is. But according to the chart today, then I might have been wrong about that. Then some people are still bullish on this company. And I'm always a little bit conflicted when it comes to discussing stocks that I have like a negative outlook on, just because I don't like to be that negative type of person. I like to be a positive person. But considering that this is a pretty big movement today, it's one of the bigger movements of today in the stock market. And also, it is in that EV realm that I like to talk about, whether it's Tesla, NIO, XPeng, Li Auto, things like that. It's at least interesting for us to talk about. So I am a little bit conflicted about being negative on these companies, but I also think it's important to get that information out there that you are incurring a lot of risk when investing into companies like Nikola. But regardless of that, we'll talk about that in a minute. But let's get into this news for today. If we check out the movement for today, it is currently at plus 22.03%. That's $8 added on to the share price for today. And then the after hours, it has pulled back a little bit at minus 3.15. So just looking at the all-time chart for this year, let's look at the past 3 months. So this thing skyrocketed after it IPO. Some people bought it when it was still a blank check acquisition company under this price. So it surged after the IPO, then it dropped back down a little bit. And honestly, I thought it was so crazy at this point when it was at $83. I couldn't believe this many people had bought it. But anyway, since then, we have seen a downturn with a few bounces back up since then. And then we hit this point where it was about at IPO level. Like on July 31st, IPO level is $33, $34. July 30th was like $29. So I was actually expecting this to drop more significantly under. But it looks like people are becoming bullish on this stock after this most recent news piece today. So like I said, it has surged up a little over 20% today. And the reason for this is because Nikola has secured an order for 2,500 garbage trucks to be manufactured by them. So they actually have an order right now, which is pretty big for them considering there is this discussion around the pre-order numbers for Nikola right now. And Trevor Milton hasn't really disclosed those numbers just yet. So this is a deal with a trash collection firm known as Republic Services. So this is a deal with them to produce a large-scale fleet of electric garbage trucks. So this is pretty much money set in stone for Nikola as long as they manufacture those vehicles for this company. So this is a decent deal for Nikola, and it's said that they could actually be producing up to 5,000 vehicles for them depending on how things go. And the trucks are supposed to join the garbage company's fleet in 2023 after some testing goes through in 2022. Now, in my opinion, I think this timeline is a little bit too aggressive if you are utilizing Nikola for the manufacturing, just because this company right now, they've had a lot of talk so far. Trevor Milton has had a lot of talk so far. Like I said, I don't want to be negative, but it's just the truth. Trevor Milton has talked a lot so far, but when it comes to action, we really have not seen much. I mean, if you look at the earnings the past quarter, I mean, obviously this company isn't going to be insanely profitable or even generate a lot of revenue when it's first starting up like this, but still, the only revenue that it has with what you see with this big gap between expectations and then the actual earnings per share, you have this huge gap. And also, I'm pretty sure the only revenue that Nikola Motors has had over this past quarter is like $36,000, and guess where that $36,000 came from? It came from Trevor Milton buying solar panels. So that revenue isn't even from an outside customer. This is from Trevor Milton, one of the head people at the company. He stepped down from CEO, but he's still a big person involved in this company. So keep that in mind. No revenue whatsoever other than from Trevor Milton. So my whole question with this deal is, for one thing, why in the world as a company would you partner with Nikola Motors out of everyone else out there? I mean, I feel like even with the newer people entering this EV realm right now, there are some better options out there. And then also, why did this stock go up 22% today? I know why it did, just based on this whole EV hype thing. But I just don't get it, because this is one of those where if you're going to put your money into the stock market, there are so many options right now that you can put your money into and probably make a good amount of money. But when it comes to the long-term perspective of things, Nikola is one of those few stocks in the stock market that I go to when I think of a stock that you could really just lose a lot of your money. It kind of reminds me of what we've seen with Kodak recently with the whole pump and dump situation. So Nikola is one of those that I would be very careful with unless you just have a lot of money and just want to gamble and really don't care what happens to it. That's one of the few ways I feel like it could be justified to invest in Nikola right now, especially at this $43 per share price. Now, like I said, I don't want to diss anyone that wants to have some hope in this company. If you're interested in this and want to keep up with it, that's all okay. But I just want to emphasize to be careful with your money with Nikola Motors. It is one that I could really see not ending very well at all. It could end in tears, in my opinion. But like I said, they are getting a contract as mentioned today. But keep in mind, there has also been someone that went to check out their factory, which has had the ground broken. They did like the groundbreaking ceremony and all of that stuff, and Nikola World is being hyped up and so much. But someone posted a video of them going to check out the factory. It's pretty much just pavement with parking spots and then one small spot where the shovels have been dug. There's no equipment, at least from the last time I saw it with this video. So Nikola Motors is really sketchy at this point, in my opinion. You have to really be careful with your money if you're actually thinking this is going to be the next Tesla. I can almost guarantee that it won't be, at least in my personal opinion. That's not financial advice. And as I always like to say, for the people that are really excited about this big EV wave of stocks, I still think the best investment out of all of them right now, even though Tesla is expensive, still look at it as an investment going forward, not with how far it has gone so far and how much it has gone up so far. Keep in mind, Tesla is one of those that a lot of people think, including myself, could be $10,000 per share by 2030. So that would be around a little less than 10 times the current share price of Tesla right now. And you have a company that is growing significantly, scaling their businesses to an extreme amount as much as possible, being very efficient and optimized the most possible that they can be. And they're continuing to just dominate the sales numbers in terms of not only vehicle sales, like for example in California you have the Tesla Model 3, which is the most sold vehicle in California out of everything, not just EVs. And then it's making big moves in the UK as well. And we're just seeing such a surge in the amount of Tesla sales recently, not only just in the EV realm, but in the normal vehicle realm as well, because we are seeing this transition. Even if you're interested in Nikola Motors, you probably understand that concept itself. But keep in mind, my point here is if you actually want to make money, I feel like the best possibility of making money is with Tesla. Even though a lot of these EV companies look attractive because they're cheap prices, they're near penny stock prices, you have to really be careful when it comes to Nikola Motors, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. Of course, I could be proven wrong. It would really be interesting to see Nikola Motors actually do something, build a factory from ground up, and make some things happen with vehicle deliveries and like with the Nikola Badger as well. But I feel like it's very, very unlikely, and I give my thoughts and opinions on this almost as a warning to investors out there to be very careful with a stock like Nikola. I think it's one of those that is just really trying to take advantage of this whole EV hype thing, and especially the Tesla hype as well, and it might not end well. Even though they're getting deals like this, most of their money is coming from funding either from investors or from contracts like this, where it almost seems as if they're selling a vision right now to get the money to actually maybe get a fraction of what they're selling the vision as and what they're telling people they can do. So be careful if you're an investor. They may be using this money that they're getting from the stock and also from these deals like this to maybe do some of the things that they're talking about. But in terms of like Trevor Milton saying that he can out Elon Musk, I just don't believe that whatsoever. And I'm just warning investors on this one. This was just a news piece that I thought was interesting. Regardless of the whole situation, it did surge up 22% today, so I feel like that's a topic to discuss regardless. But in my personal opinion, this stock is not a buy, and this one is especially an avoid at all costs for me. So you have a buy, sell, or hold, but this one is an avoid at all costs in my opinion, unless you want to gamble a little bit and literally just don't care about if you lose money or not, or you're buying into it just because you know this is a hype stock and that some short-term money could be made, like with day trading and stuff like that with this one. So if you're trying to make money based off of all of this other hype and you don't really believe in it yourself, then I understand that one. I've honestly considered that in the past, like when this all first started out with this stock as a merger, I thought I could play a short-term play on this just based off of all this hype because I know people are going to go crazy over this one. But like I said, I still just don't personally believe in it in the long term, as in like it's the next Tesla or something. But I completely understand the people playing off hype right now that don't really believe in the stock, or those that are just throwing money into it because they don't care what happens to the money. That's understandable. But if you're a person that has really worked hard for your money and you actually truly believe in this company, honestly, like I said, at the end of the day, it's all your opinion and it's your money to use. But just be careful. That's my personal opinion. But I hope y'all enjoyed this video. I just wanted to do a little quick video on this. Regardless, it is kind of interesting whether I believe in the stock long term or not, the whole news situation. But I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Make sure to smash that like button if you did. And also feel free to sign up to Robinhood and Webull in the description below with my referral link. If you sign up with my link, then you'll get some free stocks, and especially with Webull right now, you can get up to 60 free stocks depending on how much you deposit, or if you just want 2 free stocks, you can use my referral link and then deposit $100. So that's nice passive income. But hope you all enjoy this video, and I hope you have a fantastic rest of your week.